I'm here with Shirona. He's the author of a brand new book entitled Nano Transformation. Hi, Shirona.
Hi.
I'm so happy you're here. Tell us about nano transformation.
Nano transformation is like, a lot of the times we try to do way too much, and then our transformation is like a very high goal, like very big goal, and then most of the time we fail because it's too high, and then you don't like reward yourself for finding joy in smaller tasks. So my theory is like, if you do like small at a time and enjoy, these will add up. But it's not baby steps, because baby steps, like, we devalue them as like, oh, it was so small. What I'm saying is like, no, even the little result that you do, enjoy it, and then move towards a bigger goal which will eventually add up. You don't even have to think about it.
Okay.
It's not even a step. It's just just a joy.
Yeah, define nano for us. I think the name is so unique.
Well, nano is like, it's a measuring unit. It's small enough, but it's a big unit. So like it's micro, mini, and like nano is like a smaller unit, but it's although it may sound small, it's still like a pretty big step.
Who should purchase this book?
Anybody who wants individuality, because this is not a guru book, and this is not like, I'm telling people like, hey, this will change your life, or this is not step-by-step instructions. All this is like what I thought would be applicable for me. So even on the disclaimer, I say like, when you're reading this book, right, if you don't like something, don't read it. It's not like gospel.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So like work on yourself and find individuality. So if people are looking for individuality and not a step-by-step instruction book, this is a good book for them to make them think about it.
I think the subject matter is so on point, because so many times we are working and we have a goal, but we're not enjoying what we do. And I like the fact that you are encouraging us to enjoy even the small steps. Tell us about the completion
It's
part.
interesting, because when you and I were talking about, like, even when we are going to school, we say like, okay, I got an A. I worked very hard for this A. And then we are like, yeah, but I still did not graduate. Right? So we devalue so much of the achievement that we had. It's mostly based on our society, because our society sets like really high goals. And then some people can reach them. It doesn't mean that the other people are any less than people who who has these blessings and like they achieve like really high results.
So basically it's goal setting, but goal setting in measurements, so to speak.
Well, I am not very hot on these things called goals. What a goal is like, you say like, hey, I want to do this, and then you get there, and then you don't know what to do because you reached it. It's like people going on vacation. They work so hard until like 1 hour or 2 hours before the vacation, and then they go, and then like we had the discussion and we just leave, and they come back, right? So what this is based on a concept called needle movers, which is like, you push to a limit. Like for example, what we work on, like let's say if somebody is making $30,000 a year, so our needle mover is like, how do we get to the 40,000? So that's 10,000 extra, right? So it doesn't stop. Now you duplicate the process of like, okay, now I get 10,000 more. Now it's at 40,000, right? Now how can I duplicate that effort to get to 50, right? So it's a continuing process without much effort, thinking like, oh my gosh, my goal was to make $100,000. I am not there. So this way we like it naturally. We will. It's an organic growth. So it keeps moving forward from there, little by little, but it adds up.
And also it reminds us just to enjoy even the small things that we've accomplished, because sometimes we don't enjoy those accomplishments. And we're just going through life not enjoying and realizing that, hey, I did this. This was really good,
It's mostly, I think, it's based on our society, because our society, I talk about how the economy impacts us and a bunch of other things, because we don't value, because most of the things that we do is based on something that other people wants us to be. And it's even worse sometimes. They say like, well, I can't reach this, but I'm going to get this thing through DeShawn, right? And then they keep coaching you on something that they can't even achieve. And they're like, okay. Then they keep saying like, yeah, that's good, but that's not your goal, right? So this goal thing comes out, and then nothing really gets done.
Right, and it's not a discouragement. It's just saying, enjoy the even the small achievements.
Yeah. Like, a good example would be like if somebody never exercises, they have not exercised for the last 10 years, right? If they get out of the bed in the morning and walk downstairs and come upstairs like 5 times, that's a huge thing in that person's life. And then someone else might be saying like, hey, I run 10 miles a day every morning. That's for that person. But for that person who did that walk 5 times, that's something that that person did not do. Now if they move that to like 6 steps or something like that and keep moving without like saying like, oh, that was small, it was never small, because that we create movement.
Right, and you talked about the movement. Let's talk about consistency, because it's about just being consistent. Even if it's small steps, if we consistently do them, then it adds up. Let's talk about that.
Well, a lot of the times, like the small steps that we think is actually not small steps. And then the challenge is enjoying it, right? When we do something, if we don't enjoy it, we don't tend to repeat it. Because a lot of the times we are told like you had to make money, you have to lose weight, you have to do well in school, you had to have better relationships, and sometimes we don't even know why we are doing it, right? And the things that when we get there, we are like, yeah, I got there, but now what, right? Or like, is that enough, right? So there's no fact, the enjoying factor is not there. So without the enjoying factor, we don't tend to do things. We like to do things that we like to do. And we repeat those things when we like it, right?
Right. Now tell us how we can get nano transformation.
Well, you can get it, the easiest way is to go to the website, nanotransform.com. And then it will be available on Amazon, but all the information is on the website.
The book is Nano Transformation. To get your copy, visit Amazon.com or go to the website at nanotransform.com.